So guys, this space attracts two groups of people, this narcissistic knowledge bubble. First group are true empaths, true empathic people, people who went through lots of narcissistic abuse in their life. They are here to heal, to get the information, to upgrade their consciousness about the issue of narcissism. They are mostly observant. They check the knowledge, they check the people who are sharing the knowledge. They already have the integrity, the sensitivity, the empathy. They already empathic. They already have the integrity. And the second group are collapsing narcissists. And I believe that there's plenty of collapsing narcissists watching those channels about narcissism. Lots of them are here, collapsing narcissists. They are mostly very active in the comments. They are, first to get the knowledge, first to get the psychological intellectualization, because it helps them, to maintain the narrative that they are the good ones, So collapsing narcissists, they are people who have been rejected, or I don't know, maybe getting older in their life, and nothing is working, or they had some I don't know, failures in their life. Collapsing narcissists, they are first to get the knowledge. They are first to brag about their knowledge about narcissism. We all know that it's not about the intellectualization. It only helps. The psychology behind the narcissism, it only helps. But those channels are not to brag who's smarter, who knows more terms about the narcissist, who knows what the dark triad is, etc. So the collapsing narcissist will be the first. They are most active in the comments. It serves them, the knowledge serves them to maintain the narrative of a victim, to maintain the narrative that, no, it's not me, I'm not a narcissist, I know what the triangulation is, I know what the dark triad is, I cannot be the narcissist because I know more than you about narcissists. So, there is a big group of collapsing narcissists watching those channels, and it's also good because it will just speed up the process of collapse. It's hard process. It's a very hard and long process. So just getting the knowledge will just speed up the process. So it's good that they are watching those channels. But for people who are truly empathic with integrity, those people are, pain in the because they brag a lot. They brag a lot about their knowledge about narcissism, about knowledge about the psychology now. So how to spot the difference, how to know the difference? The first group already has the integrity, the character, the integrity. They will remember. The true empath remembers conversations. They see you in the conversation. For example, the collapsing narcissists, they are here, just to pump up the ego more, because, the process of collapsing is very hard and painful for them. So they are watching, mostly unconsciously watching those channels, and it's good. Yes, it's good because they get the knowledge, and now in our conversations, we can bring up the knowledge and tell them, hey, why don't you want to talk about your yesterday's comment? Hey, you know all about narcissism, and now you are just, running away from conversation. I want to clear up things. So the knowledge helps. Actually, this is help for empaths, because now we have shorter way to expose the narcissistic behavior and to expose the narcissists. For example, true empath will remember the conversations. True empath has integrity. So, true empath, what's the integrity? Empath will keep their word. Narcissist won't keep their word. Recently, I had a talk with a lady, and she was very active in comments. And we were talking about something important, about I don't know, Jordan Peterson, and she didn't know who Jordan Peterson is. And I told her, listen, he was like very proficient in the knowledge, like expert of the knowledge, and now he has narcissistic collapse. So the knowledge is not the answer; it just speeds up the process. And she wrote to me, yeah, I will definitely check him. I will definitely check him. And the next day, she doesn't even remember the conversation, you know? She didn't check it. And it was important for me. We were just getting to know each other, sharing the most important stuff about us, our observations, our, etc. So one day she told me, yeah, I will definitely check him. And the next day she doesn't remember anything. Even bringing up her comment that she will remember, will make her will put her in the narcissistic rage, because they don't like any critique. They don't like, bringing up the conversations. They don't like talking about the past. So they do not have any integrity at the beginning, at the conversation, of the relationships. Or, all of us have those enthusiastic feelings, but narcissists just gather information to spot your weaknesses, to put themselves, higher than you. So this is how to spot them. Is it collapsing narcissist, or is it true empath? So if you share at the beginning of the relationship something, something vulnerable about you, they will use it very quickly against you. If you share some weaknesses at the beginning of the relationship, the narcissist will use it just to put themselves, above you. They are very self-conscious people with small egos, not underdeveloped personalities. So they will only use the information to put you down further in relationship. Empaths won't ever do that. I think the test, what was the test name? You see, the empath will remember you, because the empaths, when they are meeting new people, they are open, they listen, they truly listen, they want to get to know you. And the narcissist just gather information and, making those mental constructs to put themselves higher than you, to put you down further in relationships. This is like competition for narcissistic people, even for collapsing narcissistic people. Relationships are like competition. They gather information just to put themselves above you. And the test is like, what's the name of the test? Let me check. The conflict test. The conflict test at the beginning of the relationship is very important. The conflict test. Because at the beginning we already have some, misunderstandings. We already have some, hey, yesterday, some bad feelings, some need for clarification at the beginning of the relationship. So if you are an empath, if you have some feelings that, hey, something's wrong, something doesn't add up here, ask them, dig deeper, ask them. It's important, especially at the beginning of the relationship, because the further down the road, it will be just harder. So, the faster you just bring up some comment from the past, or some issue from the past, some conflict from the past, the faster you will recognize if this is a true empath or this is a collapsing narcissist. Just came here because they are in pain, they are collapsing, they are, just wanting to grab the latest pieces of the intellectualization to protect themselves more and more, to create more false narrative about themselves that they are not the narcissist. And true empaths are, if you ask true empaths, hey, I think you have lots of narcissistic behaviors, true empath will openly want to hear about it. If you see narcissistic behaviors in me, I would gladly talk to you about this. Yeah, but this is not an invitation for narcissistic people just to just to make up things. Okay, maybe maybe I'm moving too far with this. So this space is full of collapsing narcissists and true empaths, true empathic people who went through lots of narcissistic abuse, people who already have the integrity, who already will listen to you, who already have good intentions, who already want to be clear in relationship, who already are transparent, want to talk, want to resolve conflicts, and collapsing narcissists lots of them in this space. I believe it's pretty easy to spot them, and especially it is important to spot them at the beginning of relationships, because it's a waste of time, waste of energy, and all they do is this manipulation, this two-face, the tactic of pretending to be someone else.
This has been a story of millions of empaths, scapegoats, truly good people. As the global movement for narcissistic abuse awareness grows, more empaths are breaking free from toxic, parasitic relationships. We believe this is a change that good souls were waiting for. Our community is dedicated to providing a safe, healing space where survivors can reclaim their power, find support, and truly thrive. Join us free at empathsplanet.com.